Hello, my beautiful Mystic Hearts Collective. Welcome to your reading today. So, this will be a love message today, and I hope you're doing really well. So, it was the full moon in Libra here last night in Australia. It was a really beautiful night, to be honest. So, I hope that you got out to see the moon. She was really spectacular last night. So, I hope you got out there to enjoy that. And being a full moon, it was in Libra. So it's all very much around moving into the season of finding balance. And it's also associated with Venus as well. So balance and love is what the focus will be, and really that energy that will be brought in. And I get a sense that that's really what you're feeling at the moment as well. So just trying to find that balance in love between what you expect, what you deserve and what you expect in life. And I feel that that's really the energy around you at the moment. um, as I said, it will be a love reading today. So let's get straight into it. So I will be channeling your energy to start with. So I'm just going to do a quick check-in just to see what's going on around you, and then we'll dive into the connection with you and the person that's on your mind as well. So let's go. Let's get into it. So what is around this beautiful collective? All right. Okay, we've got a few cards. They're all kind of just coming out. So let's have a look. So let's just deal with this first card first. We've actually got quite a few for you. So I think there's quite a bit going on around you at the moment. We've got a lot of messages coming out. So the butterfly. So this is what I was just saying. This is definitely the feeling of the energy that I have around you at the moment. So relationship evolving, moving to next phase, healing inner child and growth. So yeah, this is very much around the self-reflection that's going on with you at the moment. The butterfly is a beautiful, you know, a beautiful energy as the butterfly goes from the chrysalis, and then you move into that, into that beautiful, you grow wings and you fly off essentially, which is what I think you're going through at the moment. It's a real metamorphosis card. So there'll be a lot going on in your life around that inner child healing work that you're on. A lot of that will be to do with your divine masculine, and the relationship between the two of you. And I have a feeling you're probably in separation, but we'll see what's going on. But through that separation with your divine masculine, is you have really embodying that butterfly energy. So really moving on to that next stage in your life. I think you've probably got a lot of positive things going on around you at the moment. Like I said, I was feeling a really positive energy, real love energy going on around you. So I think that you've got some really great things around you. So whether that's work wise, family wise, friendship wise, I think there's a lot that's really going on. I think you're coming to closing out a cycle actually. So I think you've done a lot of healing on your journey. You've really been facing into that childhood trauma, into those scars, those wounds that sit with us since we're sort of 3-4 years old. I think that you've really been looking at that, and I think that you're coming through to really seeing some beautiful things come to fruition in your life, which is it's a really lovely, really beautiful energy that you're embodying at the moment. The other one is stabbed in the back. So heartache, pain, separation, deception, shocking attack. So yeah, so as I was just picking up, so this will be to do with your divine masculine. I think that you I have a funny feeling that you've actually just found out something about your divine masculine. You are in I do feel that you are in separation at the moment, but I think that something has come to light. I think that you have found out a truth about this person, and I think that you are feeling quite stabbed in the back at the moment. Um, but I don't think that's your ruling energy at the moment. I just get such a positive, love-filled emotion from you at the moment that I think that even though you have found out this truth, that this connection has made you feel quite stabbed in the back, I think that this is something that you are currently phoenixing out of. Actually, I can see that phoenix card coming through. So I think that even though you are feeling heartbroken over this connection, over this person, I think that is something you are evolving through from, that you're trying to heal out from, that those you're trying to close out those cycles, that old way of thinking. I think you're trying to close out and to actually move on to bigger and better things. I'm hearing. I can feel that. Um, yeah, that this isn't an emotion that you want to be feeling anymore. This heartbreak, this pain, um, even though you are in separation from this person, clearly, I think that you've done a lot of healing while you've been in separation, and you really are just trying to evolve through from this now. Love call. So okay. So here we are. So stabbed in the back, love call. So it is something that has just come to your table. I think that this was I have a feeling that this masculine has tried to reach out to you. I think this came as quite quite a shock. Actually, I think that this was something that was very unexpected, has just come through, and yeah, a truth has just landed at your table. I think. I think you're probably looking for some guidance as to what you should be doing with this message that's just come through. Either that, or you are anticipating this. So either you've just received a message that's just come through, this truth, this message has just happened through from your divine masculine, or it is something that you are anticipating. So you have had intuition that this will be coming. Is really what's going on. The Grim Reaper. I might just pull out these ones as well. I feel like I need to put down these as well. So this one. Abundance, heartbroken, keys on a ring, and then mirror. All right, so as we said, so we've had this, I feel like there's just something that's come in, just been put on your table. However, I think that this is you. I think so. The Grim Reaper. So you are saying, look, this, you know, you are trying to move on, exactly as we were saying. So just confirming. So you are trying to move on. You're trying to move on to, better things in your life, onto the bigger, onto the, a better way of looking at things. So with the Green Reaper, the relationship is over, no second chance. Grow and transform your life. This person might have also said to you, this person on your mind might have also said to you, just before you went into separation, that there is no second chance between the two of you. That it's over, it's done. And I think that you really sort of said, okay, then, well, that's fine. I'll move on as well. I'm gonna do the healing that's required, and I'm also going to move on. And here we have, look, the sword with the rose, so clarity, truth, revelation. So this is what I was picking up on. So I think you're feeling quite stabbed in the back. I think a truth has it come across your table. But I think that you are trying to honor yourself in that message that's come through. Like I said, I think it's come through as quite a shock to you. You weren't expecting it, but you are trying to move on to bigger and better things. That's really what I'm getting, this feeling here, which is all around abundance, right? So, and that actually came up, sort of under the butterfly card as well. So abundance, keeping positive mindset, manifesting exactly what you want. So you really are moving on to bigger and better things. That's really just what I keep hearing. Is that you do have a lot of abundance coming through in your life. So financially, I think that you're moving on to really good things. I think that family-wise, friendships, relationships, I think that that you've just got a lot of real positivity around you at the moment. But the stabbed in the back, this relationship really did leave you heartbroken. I think that you really were, funny that I would have said, when I'm saying break up, when I first started, talking in this reading, and here we have breakups. So there's definitely distance between you guys. I think you're definitely reminiscing about that. but and it did leave you stabbed in the back. But I think that, as I keep saying, you're really trying to move on to different things here. Keys on a ring. So this person, did make you feel like a third party. We've actually got the 3 keys there. On a side note, you might have had problems with keys, or you might have found a set of keys just to tie you to this. So I'm just getting an image of someone, rifling around trying to actually find their keys. Maybe you've been a bit delayed getting somewhere today because of the keys, but there's definitely 3 keys here. So I'm definitely getting like a third party feeling from this, and I think that they've made you, that in the relationship they did make you feel, strung along, that there were better options, which has, whether that was true or not, I'm not sure, but there's definitely, the feeling that you had around it. And then we've got mirroring as well. So you're actually mirroring each other at the moment, which, it's like around, it's really, if you're feeling this, then your masculine is probably feeling this as well, which is very true of a divine connection, is that you will actually mirror each other. And so I think that is happening in this relationship as well, as you are mirroring. I think you're probably getting a lot of intuition about your person at the moment. So but like I said, I think that something has come through. There's been a truth revealed, whether you have stumbled across this, like potentially you were going through social media and you've stumbled across this truth, or if in fact this person has reached out to you, like through love call. I'm getting that feeling that you're just really quite sitting in a bit of shock at the moment as well, and really questioning whether this person is someone that you still want in your life or not, is what I'm getting. All right, so that's your energy, what's happening with you. The other thing I'd say as well is, please don't make these details fit. So you should actually pretty much know by now if this is your energy, if that's really what you're feeling, if that's what you're going through at the moment. Please use discernment as to whether this is your collective. And if this is not your collective, then that's totally fine if that's not resonating with you. Maybe there's still, a message in here that you need to hear, and so you're still being called to listen. But if you're not being called to listen, and if you know that this isn't your collective, then don't worry, there will be other collectives that I channel for. But please just use discernment as to whether this is going to be your reading or not. All right, so I'm feeling like I need to get the twin flame deck here, is what I'm getting, because I just want to tap into your relationship, just to see really what is happening around this, just to see what this message was potentially. Let's see what spirit wants to bring through about this connection. Just going to do a quick shuffle. And then I might just do a quick split here. Straight away, I've had snooping. So I have so I think this is confirming what might have happened. So I think you might have been snooping on social media to this person. Either that, or this person has been looking at you as well. But yeah, we've got social media, psychic. It's like I'm getting a couple of things. I think that you are very much psychically aligned at the moment, so I think that you are very much on each other's mind. But I also think that both of you have been doing a bit of stalking. Both of you are mirroring each other at the moment, so you've probably both been looking at each other's profiles, I'm thinking. Yeah, I think that's probably why you've seen this truth that's come through as well, if you have been stalking on their account. just to go and have a bit of a sneaky peek. I think that maybe you might have seen something that has upset you, which you've opened Pandora's box, as they say. If you have been snooping, you never know what you might find when you do that. And I think that, yeah, you may have found something that has upset you and has brought into question this connection. All right, so let's just do a shuffle here. Just those two cards, just straight away. So what have we got? We've got egg on their face and red flags. So I think in this connection, I think we're talking about those truths again. Yeah, I think either you're feeling a little bit silly about what you found. Like I said, I think that you've been snooping. This person's been snooping, but in any case, I think that we've got it here. We've got egg on the face. So I think you're feeling a little bit sheepish, a little bit silly. It's also showed what those red flags are. So this truth that's been revealed, that has come through. I think it's really just ignited everything that you were thinking about in the relationship. All of those red flags that you might have, dismissed in the past. I think that you are really evaluating that at the moment. Either you're feeling a little bit ashamed because you've gone in and you've snooped, and I think that maybe you're finding something that you shouldn't have. I think that you probably do feel a little bit ashamed about that, knowing that you were opening Pandora's box there. Either that, or this person is also feeling quite ashamed as well, quite ashamed about things that they've done, that they know that you found out this truth about them, and that this is a major red flag, and that this is something that they were probably trying to hide from you as well. So we've got signs, cheating, deception. I think this is something they were trying to hide from you. This has now bubbled through to the surface. So either you're, or you could both be feeling this, to be honest. When you are definitely mirroring each other, as the divine collective does, as your divine masculine, divine feminine, you do reflect each other. So, but yeah, I think you're definitely reflecting on those red flags now. I think that something has definitely come to light. Right. Just going to split the deck here as well. So we've actually got wow, look at this. So this is all coming through. So we've got distractions, and then we've got double life as well. So I think this is definitely confirming exactly. I just have to be a bit careful with this card, to be honest. So I might just put this here, and I'll put this here as well. Oh, look, now that I've taken those off, we've actually got snooping. So definitely you guys are snooping. Someone's found something out clearly. So let's just deal with these cards here, because I know that these want to be looked at. So we've got distractions and double life. I'm just going to put this over there, because I just don't want to. Right. So yes, you've definitely found something out. So you found that this person, double life, something that was kept hidden from you. I think that you have found. This is distractions as well. Always busy, kept you waiting. This is all to do with a third. I feel he must have put you into a third. Your masculine must have put you into a third party situation. You feel like that they put you in a third party situation, and this is what you have found out. I think this is confirmation about that. And like I keep saying, is that this is really making you evaluate the connection, evaluate this person. Is this, are these red flags? I think in the past is something that you really would have not concerned yourself with. I think that you would have just looked past them. But now that you're sitting in your divine Empress glow, I think that you are not willing to put up with this anymore, is what I'm feeling, whatever this truth is. Living this double life, or you feel they were living a double life. I think I did really get a sense around karmic relationships here. So karmic is not necessarily a romantic relationship. This could be around friends, it could be around family, it could be around business connections, but it's definitely something that was kept in the dark from you that I think has bubbled to the surface, that you're seeing. All right, let's just get another couple here. Well, we've got love affair has just come straight out. So we've got secrecy, third party hookup. So I think this is confirming what this is, what this truth is that you found out. So I think that, that this is confirming that this was a third party situation, whether that's existing or whether that's something brand new that you found out. Either way, it's got you questioning everything at the moment, which is understandable. I don't think that this has left you particularly happy. But on the other end, I'm not getting the sense that you are heartbroken over this, though. I think you might have been in the past heartbroken about this, but I don't think you are now. I think that you are moving. You've got such amazing energy around you at the moment that I think that all it's doing is just making you evaluate what's in your life, what you are ready to accept and not accept in a relationship. I think that this person really pushed you into your healing journey. And then, karmic or not, I think that you're probably very thankful for the journey that this divine masculine has pushed you onto. But at the same time, I think that you're thinking to yourself, divine masculine or not, I'm not willing to put up with this. I am getting the feeling now that I'm, working through this, is that this was maybe not something that's current. I think I'm getting this energy that this is old energy, but it's just bubbled to the surface. I think that you felt like you were put into a third party situation by this person. However, you're probably gaslit. I think that this situation is ultimately what led to your separation. But I think that you were gaslit over this situation. I think you were probably told that that it was in your head. But now you understand that it really wasn't. It really wasn't in your head, this third party situation. It was something that you've now got confirmation of. But here it is. It's the twin flame card. I was wondering if that was going to come out or not. Beautiful twin flame. So despite all of it, though, despite everything that's happened, you still feel that this person is your divine masculine or your twin flame. So let's just digress on this a little bit, on the twin flame journey. I did wonder if this card was going to come out or not. So for those of you that are not familiar with the twin flame journey, this is a really tricky journey to be on. It's a very triggering journey. It's quite a long journey as well. So twin flame is, so both the divine masculine and divine feminine, both of you will be in a very broken state when the universe steps in and actually collides your two worlds together. You will both be suffering from trauma, from a very young age that you have have been yet to deal with, yet to face. Both of you will have been avoiding the trauma for, most of your life. It is trauma that starts from when we're 3 or 4 years old. It's our shadow. And through, the avoidance, generally there's, for both the divine masculine and divine feminine, like I said, you're in quite a broken state when you meet each other. So there's typically a lot of karmic situations going on, especially for the masculine, addictions, really things that are not serving you in life will really, that will be the situation that you're both in. And the divine really steps in and just says, all right, so now is the time that you're both going to face this and deal with this. Now is the time. So that ultimately you can get over that hurt, you can heal out what needs to be healed out, that old trauma, and then you can ultimately then be pushed into your mission work and, you know, and the purpose. What are you supposed to be doing in this life? Is the point of the twin flame journey. And that's what happens with this. So serendipitously, you will meet your twin flame. So your twin flame is essentially just a complete mirror of your soul. It is a soul that's been split into two. I know that might sound pretty crazy to someone who's not on this divine journey. This might sound a bit delulu, but for those of you that are on this journey, then this will resonate with you. You'll know exactly what I'm talking about if this is your collective. And so the universe will then step in, and you'll actually meet your twin flame. It's a very igniting meeting. It's a very serious, serendipitous meeting as well. So typically, you're not would not have supposed to have met each other. This will be like at a function that one of you or two of you were never supposed to meet. Maybe, you know, you're set up on a date, you know, or there's always very serendipitous times that you meet each other. So essentially, you're in the same place at the same time, but you never were supposed to be. And then typically this person will be completely opposite to anyone that you've ever thought that you would be attracted to. But somehow it completely makes sense. So, you know, and there's always some sort of a social issue with it as well. So whether there be a big age gap between the two of you, whether you might be from two completely different social worlds, you know, income could be, you know, could be a factor. Yeah, you just very, very different worlds you come from, and then, you know, the universe will then just bring you together, and literally just, it's like an explosion, you know, when the two of you meet. And typically it's a very short-lived romance to start with, and it has to be, because when the two of you meet each other, you just ignite each other. And not only do you ignite each other, though, you also trigger each other's wounds. Every single wound that you could possibly think of that was hiding back there will be ignited by your twin flame. And so just as quickly as you guys come together, you are also separated by the divine, by the universe, just as quickly. And that is because it's so intense that there's no possible way that you two can sustain that intensity. And also because all of your traumas have been triggered, it's not possible for you guys to stay together either. You must be separated. It has to be, so that you can then both start your individual learning journeys and healing journeys. And that has to be done separately, because it's just not possible to do it together. It's far too igniting. And also you have your own karmic journeys that you have to go on. You each going to be given karmic lessons separately, in order to be able to heal out your shadow. And then ultimately, once your shadow has been healed enough sufficiently, then you will be ultimately be then brought back into alignment again. However, that could take some time. You know, the twin flame journey is not a quick journey. There's a lot of healing that has to take place. The karmic wheel really has to turn in order to bring you guys back into alignment again. And really, the only thing, the only person, for want of a better word, that knows the timing of that, of when you're brought back into alignment again, into reunion, is the divine. It's really just your spirit teams. They're the only ones that really know when that time will be. And so really what the both of you need to do is you have to be working on your journey, you know, working on your healing path, and then trying to establish what your mission in this world is. Yeah, so I think, so despite all of this, just bringing back to the reading again, so I do digress, but bringing back to the reading again, despite all of this, you still feel that this person is your twin flame. And you are mirroring, which means that this person sees you as their twin flame as well, which is why this has been so triggering for you. So to find out this truth. Like I said, though, I'm getting a feeling that this is older energy. That this is, the fact that you felt that you were put into a third party, the fact that there was this double life. I think this confirmation that has come through is confirming old energy, but something that you were gaslit about, something you were told was, not true, which is what's led to egg on their face. Yeah, as I think that your masculine is feeling very sheepish about this. Right, I'm just going to get another couple more cards here. So cold shoulder, yeah. So you guys have definitely been in separation. I think you guys have been in separation for quite a while. That's what this card is obviously about. So break up, distance, separation. So there's that word again. So break up. So let's come back in again. So there's definitely distance between you guys. Like I said, I don't think that there's been communication for quite a while. Oh, that's way too many. Way too many. Red flag. Inferno. Job loss. Everything crumbled. So I think that this is what this divine masculine is going through. I think he's going through some real towers in his life, to be honest. So I think that there's a lot going on. I think that this is to do with the truth that you found out. So maybe you have found out that he has maybe lost his job as well. Now this is to do with this double life potentially that you think that he might have been living. But I think it's just a lot of chaos going on in your divine masculine's life. I think that you are aware of that. I think that when you're looking through, then you're seeing these as red flags. So all of this chaos that's in your divine's life. And I think this is then leading back to you questioning. Yes, I mean, I do see this person as my twin flame, but is this really what I'm worth? Do I, really evaluating that, do I really deserve someone that, was, had deception with me, was, potentially, this double life keeping me in a third party situation? Is that something that I really deserve? Even though I do see this person as my twin flame, there has been so much distance between us. So is that really something that you want to continue with is what I'm getting. Just on a side note as well, you might be seeing a lot of repeating numbers. So 1111, 111, 222, a lot of other signs and synchronicities as well. I'm getting the feeling. So just to tie you to this, so you could be, seeing spirit animals around you, ladybugs, feathers, types of birds, crows, that sort of thing. Just to tie you to this as well. What's this here? So we've got, unemployed. So interesting that we've got chaos and job loss, and then under that, and this is also under distractions, is the fact that he's unemployed. So broke, fired, living beyond their means. I think, that this ties in with this truth that you found, and just the current energy around this masculine is maybe he's going through financial difficulties at the moment. If he is going through financial difficulties, I think this is something that you guys have spoken about in the past. I just get this sense that you're in such abundance at the moment, and I think that your masculine, maybe the management of money is not one of, it's not something that he's particularly strong in. And so we've got, with job loss, everything crumbling and then broke. So I just think that your masculine is probably going through some real tower moments at the moment. And I think that this is something that you've looked at. And these are all showing up as red flags for you. Yeah, so this is, once again, we come back to, you questioning, is this something that you're really worth? Is this something that you really want to be still dealing with in your life? So I just think that there's just a lot going on in your masculine's world at the moment. Also, I just feel like I just want to bring up as well is that when you guys were together, you might have been a little bit financially responsible for your masculine. So I'm just getting that message coming through that maybe um, financially he actually did rely you on. You might have actually been the breadwinner in this relationship as well, which is something that I don't think that you're particularly keen on doing anymore. That you were supporting this person is another message that I'm getting. So once again, you're now seeing that as a red flag. It might not have been something that you thought was such a red flag in the past, but I think now as you're going through your healing journey, I think that this is something that plays on your mind a lot. I don't think that this is something that you want to be doing anymore. I think that you want to be in a connection where you're both fulfilled, where you're both, fully formed, and you're able to take responsibility for your own lives is really what I'm getting. And I think that this is really, like I said, this is something that you now see as a red flag that you may not have seen as a red flag before. All right, so double life. So contemplation, unsure, choices. So I think we're really just confirming here, yes, no, exactly what we've been talking about. So this double life, this truth that you found out about what's going on with this masculine's life. Clearly, he's going through tower moments. He's going through quite a bit of difficulty. There's a lot of messiness going on in his life at the moment, and then we've got this old energy of this, this third party situation. And I think you're really just asking yourself, you're contemplating, yes, no, is this really something that you want to be dealing with still? So I think we're just confirming what we were talking about there. And two more cards, please. Universe, two more cards. Right. So what are these two? All right, so we've got infatuation, we've got toxic love. I feel like these should actually be around the other way, but let's just deal with these. So we've got infatuation. So I think you're very much still, very much infatuated with each other. I think there's still a lot of love here between you guys. Despite everything that's happened, I think there's still a lot of love with you guys. But, this denial is coming up under love affairs. So I think once again, we're just talking, you're just reaffirming that this third party situation was something that was denied. And something that you were gaslit about. I'm just really getting that feeling again. And then we've got then under the twin flame, we've got toxic love, which confirms that, right? So I think that, yes, you feel that this is your twin flame, but at the same time, this really has brought about a lot of pain with you. He's also going through a lot of, drama in his life at the moment. And I think you're really questioning whether this, despite it being a twin flame, there really was a lot of toxicity here. And I think that you can still see that there's a lot of toxicity in this masculine's life. And really, is that something that you want to be dealing with or not? Which is, what you're contemplating. Like, is this really something that I still want to keep in my life? Is this relationship something that I still want to keep around? Which I think is a really valid question to ask. I think that you really need to question what, this amazing journey and all of this healing that you've done with all of this messiness that's going on. Is this really the right time to be reaching out to this masculine? Is this really the right time? Is this really honoring you? Especially given that you've got so much positivity going on around you at the moment. You're really in your divine empress glow. So is this really something that you want to be dealing with? And is this honoring the journey that you've been on? And I think you're asking yourself the same question, asking yourself the same things. All right, so it's going to ring out that energy. Just going to ring that out because I want to get the tarot and I want to just see what is the next steps for this connection. So what does your beautiful spirit team want you to know? And then what are the next steps? Right, I'm going to get the angel tarot. Oh, I've got a lot. That's way too many, but I will take this. All right. What's around you at the moment? What does the divine, your spirit team, want you to know about this connection? Oh, okay. Here we go. What just came out? What have we got? So I think we've got the Nine of Wands, Eight of Cups. I feel this is going to probably confirm everything that we have been saying. So should we come over here? Got a lot of fives here as well. So we've got Five of Wands, Five of Pentacles has come up. Oh, look, that's actually just flicked around the other way. We've got Ten of Swords, Nine of Pentacles. Then we've got the Emperor. All right, I feel like we need to deal with this first. So this is the Emperor. So I'm getting a couple of things for this. So the Emperor, you are stepping into your Emperor glow as well. So Empress, but also Emperor. So you are stepping into your divine masculine energy. You're finding balance with the yin and the yang. The Emperor is also the divine masculine card. So you could be, this is the way that you see this connection. Yeah, is that you see this as your divine masculine as well. So I'm getting a couple of things for that. But this is, your divine masculine is how you see this person. All right, so I'm just going to put this actually over to the side here because I just want to deal with these. So the top row here, so we've got Five of Wands, Nine of Wands in reverse, the Knight of Wands, Eight of Cups, and the Queen of Wands in reverse. So Nine of Wands, but then under that we've got the Five of Pentacles in reversing as well. So just having a look at this, so Five of Wands, we're confirming there's just a lot of emotion. There's a lot of conflict is the word I'm looking for. There's a lot of conflicts going on around this connection at the moment. There's a lot of conflict going on in this masculine's life. And also there was a fair amount of conflict between the two of you as well. You could be dealing with a fire sign as well. So being, Five of Wands, or you could be a fire sign as well. So Aries, Sagittarius. I'm just getting that feeling of just a lot of, there's also just a lot of energy around you as well. And right under that, we've got the Five of Pentacles. So you could be seeing a lot of 5/5s at the moment, 555. So I think we're just going back to those repeating numbers again. So Five of Pentacles is all about coming out from that. So Five of Pentacles is in the cold, but we're actually coming out of that Five of Pentacles energy being in the reverse. So I think you confirming what you've said is there was a lot of conflict around in this situation, but you're really trying to come out of that. You're trying to move on to bigger and better things. I just keep hearing that, bigger and better things. Maybe that's actually something you say to yourself, or you've been saying to friends as well. So you're just really wanting to move on. Which then we've got the Nine of Swords in reverse. So Nine of Swords is all around, real mind ache. It's around, a lot of anxiety, a lot of pressure, and you're really just trying to move out of that energy. then into, into your Five of Cups as well. Five of Cups has got a lot of, it's very much around regret. So Five of Cups is, um, like it's I just see my, my masculine, very downtrodden, with his sort of his back to the world, the Five of Cups. It's quite a sad energy, Five of Cups. So I think that this, that you were in Five of Cups energy over this connection, but like we said, you're trying to come out of that, so Five of Cups is just a lot of sadness. Nine of Swords is real. It's a real mind ache that you were in, but I think you're really trying to come out of this. But I think that your divine masculine is still very much in this energy. Yeah. And then we've got the Knight of Wands. So I think this is really confirming around that this is a fire sign that you're dealing with. So Knight of Wands. So Knight of Wands is also, it's a real Casanova card as well. Yeah. So for want of a better word, it's quite player energy. And he's in Ten of Swords at the moment. So Ten of Swords is around, it's around painful endings. There clearly was a very painful ending between you and this masculine. But like I said, I think you're really just trying to move out of that energy now. And you're trying to move on to something, far brighter. Your masculine, though, your King of Wands, he's still very much going through it, though. And I'm really just getting this sense through from Spirit is this really something that you want to still have in your life? And you're asking yourself the same question, which moves us then into Eight of Cups. So moving on moving on, right? So moving on, leaving behind those things that no longer serve you. And then moving into Six of Pentacles. So Six of Pentacles is really a beautiful card. It's all around balance. It's around, a relationship that has equal give and take. And that's what you're trying to move out from Eight of Cups and move into a Six of Pentacles energy, which is confirming exactly what we've been talking about. You no longer want to be, with someone that's giving you that Knight of Wands energy. You no longer want that. You do want, far more commitment. You want something that's a lot more solid, something that is a Six of Pentacles. You want that in a relationship. And the question went really whether is this person able to offer that. Ultimately, when this person reaches out to you, this Knight of Wands, ultimately when this person does reach out to you, they still are going to be coming through a Knight of Wands energy. So my advice to you, and this is literally just advice, but you really need to be remembering the journey that you've been on and whether this Knight of Wands is able to honor that or not. That's really what I'm getting. Especially because you want Six of Pentacles, you want equal give and take, you want, you want something that's established, that's got foundation to it. And it's whether your Knight of Wands is going to be able to offer you that or not. Queen of Wands in reverse, with the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. So I think this is really just talking about the relationship between the two of you. So the Queen of Wands in the upright. I feel like I need to talk about this. So the Queen of Wands in the upright. So she's actually a really beautiful energy. She's very beautiful, the Queen of Wands. So she is all about action. She is really got her stuff together. She's very she's the Queen of Fire. Yep. So she's very, very fiery, very determined. You actually could be yourself. You could be a fire sign as well. I'm getting a lot of fire coming through here. So, but you could also be someone who's just very driven, right? Very goal oriented as the Queen of Wands. In the reverse, though, is really talking about this relationship, right? So I think you think that there was a lack of direction, a lack of goals. I keep coming back to that card where we're seeing, around unemployment or a lack of direction from your divine. I think that is something you just really don't want to be dealing with anymore, as we said. And I think that, yes, this is confirming that there was some sort of financial dependency on you in this relationship. which you just don't want to be dealing with anymore. And then we've got the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. And the Nine of Pentacles, once again, is talking about this. The Nine of Pentacles, so in the upright, is really around, due diligence and hard work and really working towards a common goal, which, is the relationship that you want. But at the moment, or the connection was something that you see as Nine of Pentacles. So something that there really was a lack of commitment in. Something, quite an immature energy is what I'm getting. And so I think that really just confirms what we've been saying, is that you are wanting to move into something that is, stable, real Six of Pentacles energy. But I think this person that you're connected to is still coming through in a Nine of Wands, Nine of Wands, Ten of Swords energy. And that's something that you just really need to ask yourself as to whether that's honoring you and the journey that you've been on. Yeah. All right. So we'll just get these cards. Right, so the next thing I'm going to do is I really just want to get to see what's next for this connection. So what's next? And I think I need to I'm just going to pull a couple. I'm being told there's not too many, but just need to pull a couple here. Just for these little black cards here. So what's next in this connection? Spirit, what's next? What do you want this beautiful collective to know? What's next? Two more. I'm being very picky with your reading. Obviously very careful about the message that is being received here. So let's have a look. So we've got, what's happening in this connection? What's going to happen in this connection? So we've got the boat. We've got karmic relationships popped up again. We've got heartbroken. Twin flames. The twin flame card has come up again. Of course, we've got ascending. And then we've got passion. All right. So the boat. So receiving what you need, progression, arriving, moving on, closure to issues. So this is really, I'm getting to, the Three of Wands energy. So just, just really just moving on to something that is, I keep saying this because this just keeps coming through, but onto bigger and better, right? So you are, that's exactly what you're in at the moment. I think that for the both of you, you will continue to really look at those karmic relationships, especially your divine masculine. I think that I think he's got a fair bit to work to do. I think he's got quite a lot that's going on in his life, and this is, leading to that heartbreak for both of you. As we've covered, but it is a twin flame connection. The both of you see each other as twin flames. I do have a feeling that if this masculine hasn't reached out to you, I think that he will be. I do get that feeling that he will be, but as I keep saying, is that message something that is going to be honoring the journey, this amazing journey that you've been on? I think that's something you really need to ask yourself, because you are ascending, as I think he is as well, but you are definitely ascending. But then we've got, this passion, this insane chemistry. You do like each other equally. There's no doubt that you guys are the twin flames, passion. There's no doubt that there is a lot of love here between the two of you. But the question really is as to whether, your divine masculine is able to step up to the plate or not. And I think that given what you've seen, what you found, this truth, which he obviously feels quite sad about, the egg on the face card, I think that he's also questioning whether he can step up to the plate as well. So I think that that's something that you really need to evaluate with this. But there's no doubt that there's a lot of passion between you guys. No doubt at all. All right, so then I'm just going to get a couple of message cards as well, just through from your Divine Masculine, just to see what's going on in there. So this is what your Divine Masculine would like to say to you. Oh, interesting that that card would come out. Oh, right. I think I need to actually put something over that. Let's just put something over that. Oh, that's a lot. It's too many. We'll take those. We'll take all of those. What's this? Okay. So let's just deal with this first one first. So be more selfish. So this is confirming again what we've been talking about. So it's up to you now to evaluate this journey that you've been on. Your masculine is actually saying to you, be more selfish. You've been through a lot in this journey. You've done so much healing. And, you really need to be thinking about yourself and what you're willing to accept in this connection. And this is even coming through, it's confirming, right? So be more selfish, be more, thinking about your needs and your wants and what do you need from a relationship. Remembering that you want to be in a Six of Pentacles energy. Yeah, you want something that's equal give and take. So obviously that card there, so he's really thinking about you a lot. I'm just going to cover that. As we know, as we've said, there's a lot of passion between you guys. I don't think you guys, that you're very far from each other's mind. There's a lot of passion between the two of you, and look, feel the same. So you are mirroring each other. You've got the mirroring card before, it's coming up here again, so feel the same. You make my heart full. So that's a beautiful card. As we know, like he does, think about you a lot. You are my everything. Light. I'll move this down here. And the last card here is, I never imagined so much perfection. I think these cards are pretty self-explanatory, but once again, we're just confirming what we've spoken about. So you need to be more selfish. You need to focus on your healing journey. You need to focus on everything that you've learned so far. But, you are everything. This masculine does see you as his twin flame, as you do him as well. You make his heart full. There's so much love here. I really feel that. If he hasn't reached out yet, then I feel that he will be quite soon. I think that there's a lot weighing on your masculine and on his mind. I really do. So then these are also numbers that you might be seeing a lot of as well. So we've got 10 is here. We've got the number 62. 69 as well. So 69 is a divine number. It's also about yin and yang, internal yin and yang, so to deal with healing, but it's also the divine twin flame as well. So the 6 and 9 mirroring each other as well. You could be also seeing a lot of 2s as well. All right, so that really brings us to the end of this reading. I hope that has provided some clarity for you. It would be very interesting to hear how it's going for you. So thank you very much for allowing me to read your energy, and I look forward to reading your energy soon. Thank you.